Good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jenna Basonko. Thank you so much for joining us. I am here with my amazing co-host, Ibrahim Abalde, as well as our newspaper review guest, Adi Rami. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
I'm Mr. Mboch today.
Yeah, let's pretend.
Yeah.
Why?
I say this because people make the mistake.
Why is my watch alarming 10 o'clock, 10 a.m.?
But how? What's that watch exactly?
No, I set my watch 5:30, and it's alarming 10.
Now.
Okay, but what's that?
I'm suspecting the watch is from China.
What does the watch?
What make?
This is triple five watch. Triple five. Check this out, baby. Check this out.
I'm not sure.
Check this out.
It's too plastic.
Check the plastic is
I
good.
don't know. Yeah. Mr. Ade, I'm trying to examine to check.
We are recycling plastic here. This is watch 555. We are recycling plastic. We are cleaning the environment, so we are recycling them.
Don't use
to
that
watch
as an
now.
excuse.
It's a good reason. It's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Yeah,
imagine this nylon bag.
Be sincere. Did you buy the watch because it's environmentally friendly?
I didn't buy this watch. This watch is customized and sent to me.
Yeah.
This is a customized watch.
Wonderful.
If you can look at it closely, you will see my name written on the
Mr.
screen.
Ade, so you believe?
It is not very visible.
You believe him?
I have to believe him. He's an honest fellow.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. But anyway, good morning, gentlemen. It's so good to have the both of you here once again. We had an amazing show yesterday. You know, we couldn't go through all the papers.
It was packed, yeah.
It was packed.
We had the Nigeria.
We had to carry forward. So I'm happy that you are the one here because obviously we can just pick up from where we stopped from yesterday. Yeah, so let's head right on to the proverb.
It reads.
Okay.
Pigeon.
The pigeon is always feeding its children, but she needs food herself.
Yes.
Oh, that reminds me of our mothers.
The pigeon is always feeding itself? No, the pigeon is always feeding its children.
Its children.
But she needs food herself. Mr. Ade.
That's true. I mean, it's if you take it in life, you know, there are people who, not necessarily food, but they give advice, they give help. And sometimes they need help and care and attention themselves, and sometimes neglect themselves whilst they're helping others. I've seen it before, and so yes, something that definitely resonates with me, even on a kind of literal level. After my father died, my mother had 5 of us to look after, and she had been trained as a nurse. She went back to retrain, she'd been a housewife whilst my father was working, and she went back and she retrained. And there were times I'd look at her and I'd feel sorry for her, the amount of work she did. You know, she'd work and then she'd come home and she'd still cook. It's like, oh my God, how did she do it? You know, so there were times when, you know, she needed that, you know, care herself. And so at a certain point, we then told her, stop. On certain days, we will do this, we will do that. And I think that was us kind of trying to repay her. We didn't quite do it, but we tried.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's so emotional.
That makes the difference. I mean, these are the people that make the difference. I mean, looking at the level of sacrifice that you do. I mean, to sacrifice your needs. I mean, to fulfill the needs of others. It can be very broad. It can be put into the context of leaders. There are times that you need to sacrifice yourself. Yesterday I watched a movie. I was sitting with my kids watching a movie. I saw they were crossing a bridge, and this guy, the actor, when they reach the bridge,
you guys say the actor here as well.
Yes, they were about to cross the bridge. But what happened is he did not cross the bridge. He allowed his people to cross the bridge before he crossed, and he was in front. But after he had to stop so that everybody can cross. Then I said to my kids, "This is a leader."
That's a leader.
Yes, that's a leader. This is not a boss. So he's sacrificing. So I think, I mean, we can put it in this context as well.
And I interrupted there because he said the actor. In Sierra Leone, we always say, we don't say the star of the film, we say the actor.
We call it the boy.
Like they're all actors, but of course the
Gambia,
star, we call him the actor.
For us in the Gambia, no, Sefla is always the bad one. That's the head of the bandits.
So
here we call it the boy. Boy, we refer to Sefla.
safla moy bandi bi.
Bandi bi, bandi buñ dé rey ci ending bi. You know, there is always a bad guy, the chief that they kill at the ending.
Well, if you watch if you watched cowboy films in the 60s, there was a guy called Fernando Sancho. Fernando Sancho was always a bad guy. He never ever played a good guy in 89 movies. He was always the bad guy.
Yeah. You know, sometimes,
Fernando Sancho.
You know, when you act movies to an extent, you take the role of bad people.
Yeah.
That's
you
how
know,
people perceive
in real life, people put it as a bad man. Look at that lady called Mama G of the Nigeria. People put, for me now, when I look at her, the mental picture that I have, it's a very bad lady.
Yeah.
Well, in real life, she is not.
And in real life, she's a very good person.
I met her in London.
You know, I actually watched some of her stuff online where she has interviews. Right. She's very, I don't know how to put it. She's very concerned, kind of conservative. She is because she's talking to Mercy Johnson about as a woman you have to do this, you have to do that. So actually that's just acting. When I watch that, I'm like, look at this.
I was emceeing a show in London. I'd never heard of her because I never watched any Nollywood movies at the time. And she came into the room. Like 500 people, and all I could hear was Mama G, Mama G. I'm like, who the hell's Mama G? So I had to call somebody to kind of give me a quick update, write a few things down, because she wasn't meant to be part of the show. But then when I introduced her from the stage, there was absolute pandemonium.
No way.
People wanted to take pictures with her. I'd never heard of her. I had never heard of her. It was the first time I met her, and she was lovely.
She's a star.
So this will tell you how our society thinks. I mean, at some point, this is how we are living in our society. We try to portray our emotions. Some of the things that are simple as a movie. You try bringing that into actual context. I mean, that's a problem.
There was a film called The Fugitive, but before the film, there was a TV series called The Fugitive, 1969, 1970, and the guy who played the part of Inspector Gerard, who was chasing the fugitive, when he went to London for filming before the finale of the TV, he was attacked in the street. People, and it's bizarre. You know, 1970, he was attacked in the street. You're that wicked Inspector Gerard who's trying to catch the fugitive. And it's like, it's only a movie, behave. You know, but people get
until you meet my wife at the house complaining about one Sohna Bato of Senegal. I don't know who that Sohna Bato lady. I mean, you know, so sometimes this is just acting.
But Jennifer hasn't given us her spin on the proverb.
Oh yeah, so the pigeon is always feeding its children, but she needs food herself. So I'm going to take a look at another direction, as in sometimes in modern day, you have to be selfish sometimes, you know. Selfish meaning you have to like look out for yourself. Selfish in a good way. No matter how much you look out for people and you want people to be comfortable and you want to support them, you also have to always give yourself the time that you deserve. You know, is it a spa date? Is it a coffee? Whatever, you name it. Sometimes I do that and people are like, oh.
I was going to say, you mentioned spa day.
I do that a lot. I believe in waking up in the morning. I know I can make coffee in my room, but I want to get coffee somewhere else. Just because, you know, you want to just free up your mind. And I think the culture is not in Gambia, because in Gambia here, even if you go eat at a restaurant, people see you as, oh, she's so posh. She's so this. You go to a spa day, like, this is something you can do in your bedroom. You want to, you know, go to a hotel maybe for a weekend. It's not normalized. So sometimes it's just okay if you work so hard. Ibrahim, I don't know if you're with me, because I know he's going to say it's too expensive or whatever. Sometimes it's just normal that when you
once in a while.
It's not an everyday thing, but look out for yourself. Look out for your mental health. In as much as you want to help other people, ask yourself, if I'm in this situation, are these people going to give me the same attention and sacrifice the same things for me when I'm in that situation? So if that is not the case, then you have to divide your attention between the people you're supporting and looking after yourself. That's how I do it, and it's been really working for me. Looking out for myself.
Well, I mean, it's important to look after yourself. Looking after yourself, it is even advised by our religion. Taking care of yourself. It's I think that is it's a good thing. It's not bad, because at the end of the time, I mean, you need to take care of yourself to be good. Otherwise, you won't be even able to take care of the people that are dependent on you.
And I think that's the crucial point.
That's the thing. So you're going to lose it, and that's it. But Mr. Ade has lived outside, okay? Mr. Ade will tell you that in UK and in other countries, they have specific saving for vacation.
Of course, of course.
They vacate, like,
oh no, that's
it's a must.
Standard.
It's standard that they have to go. In Gambia here today, if I wake up and say, oh, I'm going for a vacation, they'll be like, Jainaba is becoming something else. I mean, guys, let's normalize chilling.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, where I worked in UK, people will tell you that the money they're saving for their holiday, they will never touch it for anything, even in an emergency.
They will never.
They won't touch that money because it's for their holidays, for their vacation, and it's important because they need that time, that 2 weeks, 3 weeks where they come to the Gambia or wherever it is, they go for sun and sea and sand.
That reminds me. So, I used to live with a friend. I mean, this guy. He's from Guinea-Conakry. I mean, no matter what happened, it's because you mentioned that money you keep for your holiday. No matter what, you won't touch it. This guy, he will save $6,000 before. When going to Guinea, it was 6,000. He will save it in his house. No matter what happened, he will never touch that money. Even if he will go without food that day, he is ready to go out somewhere and check out for himself.
That is
but that money,
discipline.
He will not touch it. He said, anytime emergency can happen in Guinea and my parents are there, I will go.
Exactly.
Some societies,
that's discipline.
Some societies have that culture. When I went to Cape Verde for the first time, I met a lot of people who had come back. And what they told me was that their children are now in their 20s. And from the time they were 1 year old, they always made sure they came back to Cape Verde once a year so that they would know their roots. And they did that for 20 years.
Amazing.
Solid. You know, and I was like, wow. And I met so many. It wasn't just like a random few. Many of them. And of course, a lot of those children ended up moving back to Cape Verde.
Nice. So I think that is all we have time for the African proverb. Let's go and take a look at what Apticalia is saying. They are our main sponsors, calling on more sponsors to come on board. Product placement. This program airs at this time, repeats at 12 a.m., streams live on Facebook and on YouTube. What more can you ask for? That's like a whole package of just
package. And people can sponsor either parts of the show, bits of the show. You know, if you're a furniture, you know, supplier, you can supply furniture, come on board.
If you want to sponsor the Click segment, go ahead. So you just decide what you're interested in and go ahead with it. Maybe you like Mr. Ade so much that he's only on the newspaper review and you want to sponsor the newspaper review. Go ahead. Okay. We're not restricting you.
This is it.
Let's go for a short break. We'll be right back.
Opticalia is a leading European brand which is now in the Gambia. Are you looking for glasses? Then you have come to the right place. As a first step, we will perform an eye exam to ensure we prescribe the correct lenses for you. After that, you can select a frame of your choice. We have a variety of brands in stock, and you will definitely find yours. You can have the full package of frame plus lenses starting from $990 up to more for the most fashionable options. Once you find a frame you like, your lenses will immediately be edged by our lab technician. Within 30 minutes, you will be able to leave with your prescription glasses and a huge smile on your face. How amazing is that? Visit us at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. Gentlemen, we'll now take a look at the papers.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Point newspaper, and okay, all right. I think this one is repeating itself. Yesterday, how Bathurst renamed Banjul 8 years after independence. FLAG, that's the Female Lawyers Association of the Gambia, trains women, children on access to justice and community policing. We also have CRC reveals poor performance for KMC, BCC, and BAC. Foreign Ministry explains petition made by Gambians in UAE. And of course, Gamcel seeks partnership to provide better services. Yes. And we also have 20 custom officers trained on harmonization system. CDS Drame confers with the African Peace and Security Leader Award. GRA collecting revenue for national
That's advertisement, okay? Please don't even go.
Well,
I always keep that part.
Gambia is a tax-based economy, so
come
we
and sponsor
cannot
this
rule
morning.
that out.
Come and sponsor this morning,
Yes.
and then we'll encourage people to pay their taxes.
We are a tax-based economy, except until if we can venture into agriculture.
Anyway, moving on, this is for air. So, CDS Drama wins Africa Peace Security Award.
Which you just mentioned
there. And also GRA gets new Commissioner of Customs. So it's different. Customs and Mr. So it's different. They have like different components.
Of course,
so this is like the Commissioner of
Customs.
And also man charged in Burfoot stabbing as main suspect. Still haunted by police. That is there. And also those the Commission of Inquiry, that is the Commission of Inquiry on Local Government, have a secretariat and a secretary. And also here we have pharmaceutical products must be granted without cheating, without creating scarcity. Must be granted without creating scarcity. I don't get that.
No, I don't.
I will need to dig into that.
I think you might need to.
Be granted without creating scarcity.
Okay,
so let me go. Let me delve into the voice. Let me give voice to the voice. It says no blanket amnesty for Yahya Jammeh. This is John Moses Jammeh of the Citizens Alliance. Is sending. He said he's not mincing his words to President Barrow that he should not give a blanket amnesty to former President Yahya Jammeh. Interesting if that happens. Bakari Kamara urges government to fight corruption. I think we all urge government to fight corruption. Witness statement admitted as exhibit in alleged rape trial. And then taking up the center, it says exploitation of Gambia resources should come to an end. Who says that? Aliu Job says that. And he goes on to say, he's talking mainly about our river, the Gambia River. He says foreigners are fishing in our river and neighboring countries are exploiting it and we should stop that. And SEPRA survey reveals Brikama Area Council collects only 4% of waste in West Coast region.
Nice.
And APA Gambia commends government's tough stance on sales of alcohol by unlicensed dealers and minors. And it's not here, I'm not sure if it is here, but the under 20 ended the group stage of the under 20 AFCON with a 100% record. They beat Benin 1-0 yesterday and won all 3 of their games. They were already going to top the group anyway, having been the only team that had won the 2 previous games, but they made it 3 out of 3.
But what I don't get is the fact that there's no noise. People are not even celebrating.
I guess because it's the under 20, it's not the big AFCON.
It doesn't matter. These people are going to, have to go through the ladder and make it at the end of the day. Remember, you remember nga time under 20 when they made it in what was the country?
That was Peru, yes.
I was in primary school. I can remember. That was a big thing.
And they got bronze.
Exactly. That was like so
huge. This
huge.
time they've looked like the team to fear.
They look really like it.
Good.
Well, I think maybe it could be the preparation, the way the authorities, maybe handled the whole thing. Because, Peru, it was well prepared, well organized, people were informed, and everybody was supportive. We all know what was going on. For me, at this match, I don't even know Gambia was playing.
But Lolo, it's your respect. Lolo,
can you imagine?
But Mr.
Yeah, but at least,
a lot.
At least there can be sort of brandings to show that Gambia is going out, the under 20 is getting ready for this and that and that. I think they also have a role to play.
And we also have a role to play because
Absolutely.
we need to find out about things. This is all over the place.
Well, he's just embarrassed himself
because
really.
it's
the reason I say
this,
the reason I say this, you work at QTV, and we've had it on Q Sports, and we've had it on the news, and you're telling the world that you didn't know.
Okay,
even if I know,
please, allow him. This is national television.
It might be.
He's always dropping things.
No, I am not embarrassed to say. I am not. Listen, even if I tell the world, I am not embarrassed to say I don't know Gambia was playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think authorities also have a role to play in informing the people the Gambia is playing. But I mean, if at all they are mute and nobody knows what is happening.
Forgive him, please, QTV viewers, the fact that he doesn't watch QTV News or Q Sports.
Anyway, by the way.
So I glued myself all the time to watch Weekend Review.
Okay, whatever the case.
I'm going to boycott Weekend Review.
Let's take it back, because I think when it comes to this, I'm not even into football, but obviously because it's current affairs, we know clearly that Gambia is playing.
It's a big
deal. You know, it's a big deal, and it's all over the place.
I am pretty sure there are people too who don't know Gambia under 20 was playing. Not everybody that knows. I might be part of the category that don't know.
I know.
But you're not supposed to be part of that.
No, I am current with other issues. I am current with other things. You understand? But might not be.
You know,
I am open.
You know.
I am very open.
I love this program, Mr. Adi.
You know,
I love you people.
There's a saying that when you've dug yourself in a hole, there's a time you should stop digging.
No.
Stop digging.
Listen. There is no hole here. You understand? What is important is I am not embarrassed to say I didn't know that was happening. It's later that I knew Gambia was playing.
Viewers, this is the beautiful aspect
There's
of the
nothing
program.
wrong with that. I mean, Mr. Ade.
Listen, all the viewers are pointing and saying, doesn't this guy watch QTV?
Right, viewers, now, I want you to send your comments on our Facebook page,
please.
All right? I mean, is it a crime
to
say, I don't know, Gambia was playing? I mean, we have
a whole VJ.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, VJ,
well,
no man is an island.
Let's save him.
Attention, but we are really proud of the under 20. We are so proud of them, and I expect that come next game, at least people will put in the hype. Now that you know, if you are in the category, if you are in Ibrahim Balde's category, we are informing you that.
And you know,
stop.
The under 20.
Please, let us speak. Yeah.
The under 20 is currently in Egypt.
And the other thing is, I am not a football fan too. I mean, I'm not a football fan.
Come off this subject. We're trying to save you. We're trying to save you.
No, Mr. Ade, it's like Mr. Ade, it's like you are denying me of my. You don't know to say I don't know.
No.
Whatever. Let me give him a hug. I understand the situation he's in right now.
You work at QTV.
No, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. See,
you work
get it in.
Listen,
it's fine.
The reason I'm saying this, you work at QTV. We featured it 3 times on the news and once on a whole program of Q Sports. Stop it.
Let's clarify this. I work at QTV. You don't know, maybe if I leave QTV, I'm on other activities.
Yeah, I know. You're watching JRTS.
Anyway,
I know.
This is the fun aspect of the program.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes we agree to disagree.
Mr. Ade is forcing me to agree
I'm not.
To concur on a thing.
No, I don't want you to concur.
It's fine.
No. I like that.
Wow,
I like that. But for me, I cannot agree on things that I am not aware.
No. For you to say that people have not been made, for you to say that people have not been made aware when we featured it 3 times on the news.
I'm not talking
and
about.
Once on. Who do these people are not aware?
So guys, are you giving the host?
Come on, no, you have to hold on.
This
wait, this is man to man.
No.
This is man to man. Allow me to handle this.
We'll have another.
So we'll have any role to play.
We'll have another.
Order, please. So viewers, you know, just to use this opportunity to inform you that Gambia's under 20 is currently in Egypt, and they're doing really well. You know.
And I was going to say also the big news about that is not only have they won all 3 games, but the host Egypt have been knocked out, so they haven't even gone through the group stage.
It's a big win for
Gambia. It's a big win for Gambia.
Yeah. So let's put in the hype. You know, we saw the women team also got bronze, and then Gambians did not even come out to say, congratulations. And bronze is big and it's a women's team at the end of the day, which means women's football. Whatever the case, it means women's football.
There is no information.
Yeah, so it means women's football.
Well, if QTV is publishing it, then you people need to do better.
Oh, QTV?
Everybody.
Well, anyway, Mr. Ade, this one, I like this headline, which says GRA gets new commissioner of customs. And
why do you like the headline?
I like the headline because this is an individual who got a bachelor's degree from the University of the Gambia and a master's degree from the University of the Gambia, and is now he's now the commissioner of customs. He's Elijah Kembai. You know, so the fact that at least the University of the Gambia now has this master's program, you know, and then this guy is now this.
I hope we'll be bringing him on this morning.
He should.
To speak to him about his new role.
Yeah.
That will be wonderful.
That will be. So I'm happy about the fact that at least the University of the Gambia's degree, you know, when people say, oh, Lloyd them defi masters UTG, so my mass gifi, Mr. Adi, I go through that a lot. I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, this is what we have locally, and it just shows that we can have homegrown professionals.
Absolutely.
And this Alaji came by is actually evidence to show that.
And congratulations.
Congratulations
to him,
to him. We hope that you know he will make the relevant changes there.
It's a tough job.
It is a tough job.
So wish him all the best.
Wishing him all the best. And aside from that, today we're just recognizing Gambian personalities. CDS Drama wins Africa Peace Security Award as well.
Another thumbs up for the Gambia. And recently we had this situation where people from Sierra Leone came here to look at how Gambia has conducted its elections. And we see what's happening with the elections in Nigeria. There's been violence. A couple of people have been killed. And thankfully, we've never had that in the Gambia. And long may that continue. So, I know sometimes I tease Gambians that they go overboard about this whole smiling coast nonsense. But, for once, there's some truth in it. And, we can argue on politics, but let's not ever make it get violent, particularly in a country as small as the Gambia.
Yes.
It should not happen.
Absolutely. There's a headline you mentioned, Ibrahim, about the local councils issue, because here they're talking about, does the Commission of Inquiry have a secretariat and a secretary?
Yet.
So there's something that you mentioned about somebody alleging that councils are not
Yes, that's the poor performance for KMC.
Who
BCC,
said that?
BCC. I have to delve into
that.
story.
Okay, while you
it might be SEPRA's survey, which is
so
also mentioned here.
Another interesting headline quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the one about the exploitation of, well, we could go either that or no blanket amnesty for Yahya Jammeh. I wasn't aware that the president was thinking of giving him one, but this chap is saying that there should not be. And Citizens Alliance Senior Strategic Communications Officer, John Moses Jammeh, Seni, in fact, he said, without mincing his words, there's no way that President Barrow can offer a blank, I think he means blanket, blank amnesty to former President Yahya Jammeh through executive powers. And so he goes on to kind of make the point over and over again. But as I said, I wasn't aware that this was something that was being proposed or even on the table. And then you have Honorable Bakari Kamara, former National Assembly member for Kiang, said government needs to fight corruption and price hike of basic commodities. How do they do that? That's a different thing. I'm not sure why it's linked to corruption and basic commodities price hiking, but yeah. And then again, Aliyu Job, exploitation of Gambia resources. As I said, he's talking about the river, and says they should stop, our neighbors from fishing in our rivers. I think the only neighbors who fish in our rivers are Senegal, so we can just come out and say Senegal. And the SEPRA survey says Brikama Area Council collects only 4% of waste in the West Coast region.
Sad.
4%.
That's sad.
If you drive through there, I think you will believe that figure. I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's even as high as 4%.
And it's good, Mr. Ade. Sorry, I think it's very good that this survey has been done. That we're heading to another election cycle. At least electorates will be informed. This is what your chairperson or this is what your mayor is doing. I
mean, the figures are not good. In Greater Banjul area, Brikama, Kanifing, Banjul, combined, only 38% of the waste is collected. And it's something I feel very, very strongly about because it actually impacts our health and how long we can expect to live. And so it's not just about making the surroundings look pretty. It's actually for our own health and well-being.
And also there's something that we touched on the last time quickly, the Commission of Inquiry into Local Councils, because we saw yesterday the National Human Rights chairperson was here and he talked about Emmanuel Donald Juve, and he talked about the fact that Imam Babali did not leave the commission because it's alleged that it's some sort of witch hunt, but he had to leave because of the terms of
conflict of interest.
Conflicts of interest when it comes to the work of the commission.
Yeah.
So he's saying that the commissioners...
That's what his letter said.
Yeah, so the commissioners can be in task force for certain things, but this he's going to go be like a full-time commissioner. That's the reason. So I think we should be really careful about information that we spread.
I think people did it quite maliciously and deliberately, because the letter was quite categorical.
It was clear, and
it said that because of my work with the commission, I cannot also be a commissioner.
It was clear.
And that's it. You know, but people kind of put their own spin on it.
Yeah. So as long as the commission has already been inaugurated, let's just allow them to do their work. And we're in a time where if they don't do it right, we will still question.
But that question that is asked there about do they have a secretariat, that's a very important question.
It's a very important question. But let's also remember, this is just for 3 months.
Yeah, but it needs to be in place because they cannot function without it.
Well, they need it.
So has all of that been thought of?
Yeah,
Let's hope
we
it
need
has.
to find out
Let's
about
hope
that.
it has,
I think the editorial
it's a very good question. Very good question.
Yeah. But Mr. Ade, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm not Mr. Ade, I'm Mr. Mboch.
Mr. Mboch. One thing I love about the program is when we sit here, sometimes we just don't agree on things. We make fun of each other. Program bo xamne nga am fi category bu melni Jena ba Sonko. Am fi Ibrahima Baldé bi nga xamne xawma sa fa la joggé. Am fi Mr. Ade tamit. So li mom sometimes we just can't agree on things, but that's the fun part of it.
And I will just end by saying to our viewers, if you want to know what's happening in the world of sports, Q Sports regularly on QTV. Some people don't watch it, but you should.
Yeah, you should watch it. If some people don't watch it, watch it.
Don't mind it.
Let's go for a short break. We'll be right back.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system, reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
By Komena Woni Network, Burado Holorede, ko Lady Gambia do. QCell continue a dangol on internet service holorado ko Lady Gambia do. E 4G plus internet speed on men innama no yabi tenon kadi no holora. Watu kala dula e QCell. Dabu QCell SIM card Johnny Yahuka QCell customer care center ji ko Lady do. Fina fitoroda odo 4G plus internet yawudo ko Lady Gambia do. Fiye bugol hen ko labi. Ida wawi no de QCell customer care 111 QCell sunyubas menen uditi lawongol si wobbe jokki.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I'm Jennifer Sonko. So we're now joined by Seth Matijao from the Center for Research and Policy Development. Today he's not here on Newspaper Review, okay? So he's here today on a different mission. So we're about to talk about the Afrobarometer report. And this is the 9th survey in Gambia?
Actually, this is the third survey, but in terms of Afrobarometer started since 1999.
Okay,
and,
but
so
generally?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are able only to do it in Gambia in 2018, you know, because of to do Afrobarometer, the democratic space
wasn't there.
Yeah, people need to be free and, you know, certain other considerations. So, but it wasn't there. But in 2018, that's when we started. So in Gambia, it is generally round 9, but for us, this is the third round. Yeah.
Okay. So generally, before we get into the report itself, you know, what's the importance of surveys as such, and throughout the process times that you've done it, this is the third time, what changes have you seen, or maybe perceptions in relation to issues?
Well, I think what surveys do, particularly opinion survey, is to help the people to have a say. And this is basically what Afrobarometer wants, to see that there's increased citizens' voice as part of the policy making. At least policymakers will not just jump and say, we want to do this kind of policy, but at least should be based on evidence. And I think that's what they're trying to promote. So, but in Gambia, since when we started, I think we've been able to basically let a lot of people know what Afrobarometer does, particularly stakeholders. Afrobarometer data is well sought by even government. Even if you look at the draft National Development Plan, we see government citing Afrobarometer survey, but also development partners basically rely on the Afrobarometer survey, you know, to make informed decisions. So what we want to do basically is to ensure that more people, including students, start using the Afrobarometer data, because we've been collecting, you know, data for 3 years, especially in Gambia, but we want more people to use it, and especially civil society.
Yeah, it's been good for journalists more. I know journalists like use these Afrobarometer surveys. But how do you do this? Because few Gambians be like, man musuñ ma laaj. Musuma taseeg nit mu ne ma Afrobarometer, man sa Afrobarometer musuñ ma génn ñu ne ma loo foog si lii. Yow nag?
And they are doing the survey. Wow.
So the way communicated the example I like to give, or what we like to give basically is like, you know, what we do is basically sampling. Okay. And mostly our sample is is done by the Gambia Bureau of Statistics, because it's national based. In a way, every Gambian is likely to be selected. Wow. And so that makes it scientific in a process boo xam ne noonu lañ ko war a jaare waaye comme lu ma dee joxe rek in an example format mu nekk comme tey suñoo tooga domoda nga jumba domoda bi wala nga xorom ko ba pare nga yëngal, you know, the side loo dee génna pour mos war a xam ne saf na kaani wala safut kaani wala saf na jumbo wala safut jumbo. That's what sampling basically so you can represent it. You cannot take everything, but at least you can, you know,
different demographics are represented.
Yes. So, but then if you look at it in terms of the national, if we do it, that every Gambian has the chance to be selected for the interview. So we always select 1,200, but it's nationwide, you know, across the country. And sometimes even hard to reach communities. Our enumerators go all the way.
So since you started, I mean, to date, what do you think gonna improve? Like, what improvement are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I think for us basically is just to say Gambia is a democracy, but we sustain actually yobu democracy more is citizens' voices. And what Afrobarometer tries to do is also to amplify citizen voices so that people there is a debate that is going on, the citizens can say, well, this is what we think about it, and government, it is expected for to behave to reflect what the citizens want. And I think for us, this is what we want. But if you look at also, you know, in terms of the kind of engagement that is ongoing, what we are interested in is not just for government to know, but also to act on what the citizens really want, like the issues of accountability, democracy. These are important things. It's not just enough to listen, but also to act on.
Yeah, but say, Mati, how reliable is this Afrobarometer? Because it's important for us to know how reliable all this information is, and who are the people behind this?
Yeah. So today, in terms of reliability, we have a scientific method, and that we say that this is our scientific method, that this is the way we select our population. There's a way if you look at our methodology section, we highlighted that this is the way that samples are selected, and that's why also we rely on national census data. You know, particularly Gambia Bureau of Statistics. You know, those are the ones that help us with the framing, and you know, even we don't are the ones that select. So we have a group of enumerators. You have mostly highly trained people, mostly university students. But so the Afrobarometer national partner in Gambia is the Center for Policy Research and Strategic Study, which is separate. So I am the national investigator for the Afrobarometer in that sense. But to show data is reliable, it depends on how many institutions individuals the use. When you talk about the World Bank, Mo Ibrahim Foundations, most of the indexes, what you see is also relied or based on the Afrobarometer. And there's a whole, you know, there's a history. From 99, unfortunately, this is very short period, but so far we are seeing the essence. For 3 years, we can say the government Benila started, and this is where it is based on what the people are saying.
Do you have representatives up country?
Yeah, so today, when we are collecting the data, then they have teams. So the way we do it is like we have a team of 4 groups. You know, they divide into 4 teams. So, you know, if you look at the country, it's north and south. So one of the teams will go all the way. But people that we select are usually people that can speak, you know, the local languages. Because, yeah, there's English questionnaire, but then the questionnaire is also translated into local languages. So we use 4 main local languages, that is Mandinka, Wolof, Fula, and Jola. So, but at the end of the day, you know, respondents is everything is voluntary. So we have to come convince them, and then they accept that. But so far, I think, you know, of course there are challenges, but people are getting to know what we do. And I think previously there have been surveys, you have predict certain things, and people saw that. So, so the idea of survey, you know, is new and is growing, and that's what we are saying, especially with the Afrobarometer.
So let's take a look at the voting system. You know, like we saw how a majority of Gambians, 60%, say the current marble system should be maintained and not replaced by the paper ballot. Just yesterday we were having this discussion here, you know, about the paper ballot and the marble. Gambians are so comfortable with the marble. Probably just because they're used to it and they're scared of what the paper ballot can bring, you know? Yeah,
so for us also, I mean, what makes Afrobarometer interesting, and also, you know, why I even like it, is that there's a generic template questionnaire that is asked, every country would be asked, but then in each country you allow at least 5 questions that should be specific. Okay. So, you know, one of the specific questions we ask, because there have been a debate, and that's why we say that we want the people to have a say in terms of the conversations that are happening. You know, we cannot go everywhere. So Afrobarometer is a public data that allows us to do that. So that's the question that we ask, whether the people will want to maintain the marble system or change it to paper ballot, because IEC basically is promoting that that move to ballot paper, but we wanted to hear what the people have to say. And as we see in the data, it shows that 60% of the population want to maintain the marble system. So it shows that there's a strong support for the marble system.
There is a strong support for the marbles. And Mr. Ade is talking about how maybe unique we're going to be if it's something that we have to maintain. But then, you know, the logistical challenges is where the problem lies at the end of the day. Yeah,
but that's why also there's need for conversation. I mean, IEC understand, they're the ones implementing, they understand the challenges that they face, but therefore, I think this should be a stepping stone where they can have more dialogue. Yeah, more dialogue. Because if you look at even the demographic, you look at that people with higher education are likely to support the move to paper ballot. But Soko in terms of those in rural urban, those in rural communities are less likely. They are less likely, you know, to support that. So you can see that what is needed perhaps is more conversation about the realities, the challenges, and then, you know, ensure that people's expectation around whatever they want to do or what we want to discuss should be. But of course, what people are saying is what works, why do you change it?
Yeah, and also I think the paper ballot is not also like environmentally friendly.
Environmental activists will...
it's not environmentally friendly, the fact that all those papers, you know, but then the marble, it's fixed, it's there, it's kept. Every year you just have to use the same marble, the things are there. So kind of, you know, it's a conversation now. Everybody can come up with their own argument.
Yeah. But at least for us, we are happy that we are able to ask this question and that citizens have expressed themselves. And
But at least Gambians believe in democracy as part of the Afrobarometer report, as 81% believe that the best way to elect a leader is through election. So that's beautiful.
Of course, and I've been saying in this country that people have been voting. There are people that have voted since the 60s. I mean, they still continue to vote. So multi-party democracy is something that the country understands, even despite the challenges under the dictatorship or the semi-authoritarian rule. But yeah, I'm still happy that despite, of course, you know, democratic backsliding in many other countries, Gambians still say election is the best way to choose leaders.
Yeah, election is definitely the best way. Don't you think so, Ibrahim?
Yeah, absolutely.
But do you, like, I think we should even use this opportunity to talk about the local government elections a little bit. You know, for some reason, duñ génna.
Fulaluñ local government elections.
Duñ dee génna si vote. At the end of the day, yow sa local council, ñoom ñoo gën a jege sa problem, gën a xam sa problem because sa biir lañ dëkka. So I think people should take it seriously.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we need the problem more than then run elections, presidential, national assembly, and then local government. Wow. Why, you know, based on what I'm hearing and seeing, it looks like people would be more, people are getting more aware of what the local council, especially with the ongoing issues that are happening between the KMC and the commissions and all those things. Perhaps for me, I'm thinking this might get people interested. But I think the other problem is like people don't understand the role of the council. And for me, the council is the entry point, supposed to be entry point for the development. And this is based on what the Constitution says, that power needs to be devolved to the people. And for me, I am people-centered. And so I want to see greater power with the council, but also with more engagement. So with even the survey, we also ask issues around, performance of local councillors. We also ask about their approval, even trust level, because these are also factors. I mean, like whether people had contact with their local councillors as well. At least just to show that there is a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah, it's saying that 59%, almost 6 in 10 Gambians, which is 59%, give their local government council a negative performance rating. So that's a problem. And I also see the same trend online. I see people posting their councillors and saying, oh, don't vote for this person again. Individuals, I mean. So I don't know where the problem lies when it comes to local council. But just to take me, do you agree with this commission that is set aside to actually investigate these local councils?
I mean, I think commissions are the president has the power to establish commissions. I think that is his right. But I think what the public discourse is that a lot of people fear that this commission is established just for political reason. And I think I haven't seen the reason why government say they want to establish the commission. And I tend to believe that perhaps it has to do more with politics. But I think what we need to do in this country is just to follow the law and to say, well, this is what the law says. I mean, there needs to be devolution of power.
Exactly.
And then power be devolved to the local council. But so far, the push and pull that I'm seeing is more like central government wanting to get more power. It's not for the interest of the public.
But how about the argument that citizens, as in normal citizens, have complained about the finances of this particular councils, when it comes to their finances, because whatever the case, there are allegations that are not from government.
I mean, like, citizens have their votes. I mean, that is the best tool that they have for us. But secondly, I think the councils have a lot of processes, about 5 processes, that their oversight mechanism, their auditors, their National Assembly. There are so many institutional frameworks that are set up for that. I'm not saying there shouldn't be any commission, but of course the timing is what people are questioning.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And Lolo more hell. I mean, more hell, because people feel it is more for politics rather than, genuinely looking at the issue of corruption. Because, I mean, if a government is supporting someone that publicly said that I participated in corrupt practices, I mean, people will start questioning what exactly is the motive behind it. And I think for me, those are the issues. But then the commissions are challenged. And for me, I think the challenge is both ways, at the commission itself, but also the way the central government wants to control commission.
Yeah, for me, it's just the commission has already been set. These are individuals that I see. They are credible people. Let them do the work as expected. The last time we were talking about how the Birkama area council ñom sen bopa mi nga xamne ku fa tok NPP la mom tamit dañ ko investigate because tay rek newspaper bi mu ngi wone 4% rek la they collect of waste ci area mbir Birkama fofu. So mom tamit he'll be answerable. So man report bi su gene NPP sen bopa sen honorable Sirifo Sonko bokasi te su ci bokke ñu gene mom tam yi nga xamne waru ko def kon man dina anda mom. So dinaa ne okay lii is something loo xam ne dafa genuine ba pare ñu remember tam allegations yii nii for local councils du tey.
I mean
timing bi wrong na. time biñ ko def lu tax defuñ ko depuis boobu waaye ñu remember tam du tey.
I mean so the thing moo nekk ne like so there are other mechanisms tamit. It's just not about the commission itself, but National Audit Office. Commissions, councils, every time they are going to parliament, they just this period where committees were meeting, some of them went to parliament. So parliament is a form of oversight. So sometimes, like Manluma de Monica, if things are working in a way, I think what we need to do, Monica, you strengthen those processes to ensure more why somebody because complaints and people are talking about it's supposed to be long since. But today, if the president or what the government, if they had their way, if there was no Supreme Court ruling, Mohammed extend the life of the council, perhaps we might not have even commission. So hunger. Like, I mean, we don't know what the motive is. Yeah, but then the signs, I think, you know, people,
timing
timing be one, but secondly also, you know, if it is issue of corruption is so rampant in this country, and people are talking about that. So yeah, at the end of the day, let's do what is right, what we are supposed to do, because that's what the Constitution stated. But today they are fighting over everything, and at the end of the day, the people that lose is us. You know, I vote at KMC, so I want to ensure, you know, that I vote for more power for the local council rather than, you know,
why you me deka KMC tam anyway li is time dafa dem te bi mako way Said Mati dafa jóg
dañoo xaar report
déedéet na Said Mati dina ñëw newspaper review dina ñëw newspaper review next week, so question bi dina ko mëna laajte because li suma ko laajte is going to take another 10 minutes, I'm sure. But thank you so much for joining us, Said Mati. It's always good to have you here. What can we say on Q Sports nak marang de sita xam nga ne under 20 ngey
no I know
alhamdulillah,
so at least I agree with that. But I mean, just to say, Afrobarometer database is a public data. I mean, is there. If anybody wants to use it or want to understand more, they can always reach out to us. And what we want is to have more citizens' engagement in the democratic process. And thank you for inviting me as always.
Yeah, thank you. Especially university students, they can utilize this.
Definitely.
You know, the ones doing research work. So we'll just go for a short break and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
QCell, GSM company minna yirwa tariata Gambia Bankoka. QCell la 4G plus network ye banko bela mura. Andung ala internet o tariata sidula saba katambi nyongola. Saun sahin, yesta 335 has kumandi. Yadati kemuna fang 4G sobe wala. QCell, Gambia la network lanna yaringo.
QMoney is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new QMoney app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy QPower, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send QMoney, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Calpe. We innovate, others follow.
Save up to 50% energy with the new side-by-side Samsung refrigerator. Samsung Air...
All right, thank you so much for joining us. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jennifer Sonko. So now we're shifting our attention, Ibrahima, to the National Trauma and Injury Plan, and we're joined by Dr. Musa Ka, who's a consultant orthopedic surgeon at the Edward Francis Moore Teaching Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, so why the need for this National Trauma and Injury Plan? First of all, let's start from there.
Good morning, and thank you very much for the invitation. The need for the National Trauma and Injury Plan was necessitated by the silent epidemic of trauma that we have in the country. If you see, it is no secret that day in, day out, we have a lot of people who are involved in road traffic crashes that would change their lives. And then these injuries do not only change the lives of the victims, but also their families and our already inundated health system, because trauma care is also very expensive. So we consulted with the Ministry of Health, and then we had this proposal, and the ministry asked of us to write a proposal, and that necessitated the National Trauma and Injury Plan. So what it aims to do is to provide a framework that is going to be implemented, part of it within a year, with the limited available resources. And the main aim is to reduce mortality and morbidity from trauma and injuries. Yes.
Before that, let's talk about the importance of this plan. How significant is this, and how sustainable too is this?
The significance is that, one, like I said earlier on, the most important part of it is to preserve lives, to save lives of Gambians. If you see in the previous years, we're having about 120 deaths or thereabout resulting from road traffic accidents almost every year, or to about 1,200 rather, deaths from road traffic accidents. And most of these are crashes that we could prevent. And we know that human beings are dynamic. We cannot sit them in one place and say, don't move. So from here, I'm going to enter into a car and I'm going to move around. That is exposing me to a risk of being involved in a road traffic accident. So what we realize is you cannot prevent the accidents from happening, by all means. But then there should be a framework in place that if, for example, somebody is involved in a road traffic accident, that there is a chain of care, for example, and that is well coordinated amongst health facilities that are strategically located in the country. That is going to give that individual the care he needs at the point of injury, during the transportation to the hospital, and eventually, even after they discharge from these hospitals, they will have the care that they require to go back to their productive lives.
But how will that happen? I mean, maybe if an accident happens somewhere, how do you care for that person at that instant? Because here all we know is when an accident happens, they'll bring a taxi and carry the individual, you know. So what are you going to provide to make sure strategic locations, accidents, if they happen, obviously the person will be cared for before he reaches the destination they're taking the individual? Okay,
so part of the preparations of the care plan also included a need assessment. It has also brought out the gaps that we have in our healthcare delivery system, especially for those people who suffer from, who are injured from these traumas. So we realize that one, people are not even properly transported. People do not get the required first aid at the point of injury. And even after they come to the hospital, a little bit of the care could have been improved. So this has brought out all those loopholes. And then part of the plan will be, because it's a dynamic plan, so we implement a part now, and then the other parts will include capacity building, for example, that let's say drivers will be, it becomes mandatory for drivers to undergo a first aid treatment and let them know that not everybody who is injured, everybody will just come and gather around you and shuffle and put you inside a taxi and then take you to the hospital. Because sometimes some of the injuries are even exacerbated by the way they're transported to these hospitals. So how is it going to be effective is one, there will be capacity building. There will be also not only capacity amongst the drivers, but also even the healthcare personnel. So that is why it is nested on the 4S. We say the first S is staff, the second S is systems, the third S is stuff, meaning materials that are required in those hospitals to function properly. And then the last S is the, yes, I said stuff.
Systems?
Systems, we have systems,
stuff. Space.
And the space. Space also means the hospitals that we have. Some of them will also need to be upgraded to be at the level that we require. We want them to be able to deliver these systems.
But you know, you said something very interesting, which has to do with building the capacities of drivers to know about first aid related matters. How realistic is that? Are you going to like collaborate with the union, or what are you going to do? Because driver is send bopa sa. Pour ñu dem test send bopa license. License testing sa mënu ta am ci biir réew mi fii. Not to talk of ñu ne dañ leen a yóbbu di leen teach how to defin first aid. Man loolu boo ko waxee dama ree sax. Dama ne balaa nga koo yóbbu mu first aid yóbbu ko mu testi bu mu gaañ doomi jàmbur. Su ko defee foofu suñ ko testé ba pare mu dem jàngi first aid fooguloo ko ndax.
Waaw loolu mun naa nekk. But xam nga like every department will have their own mandate. Ñun the care plan is such that it is centering on the care that is going to be given to victims. So talking about drivers in naka nga muna defa ñoom. We are not operating alone. So we are not an isolated body that is working. We are working with the Road Safety Commission. We are working with the Ministry of Health. And in fact, in that Road Safety Commission, there is a police component as well. So what we are planning to do would be, through the help of the ministry, is that anybody who comes for change of license every year, you will need to undergo a basic, let's say,
Dr. Ka, how realistic is this? I mean, hamga.
Lu mo wax ni dañ ko fi wax ba sona. Comme dañ ko fi wax like all the years the people this morning doori. Dañ ko fi woy so comme xëj na xamuloo ñoom ñu ñoo doxalee du ñuy doxalee noonu.
No, why am nga li xew mooy gis nga even if you see in these meetings we have the president of the General Transport Union. He is a part of he is a part of all of this, and he's been part of all these discussions, and his inputs were also captured.
Omar can sit one day and tell you my drivers cannot do that.
Omar dafa ñëw nii mu ne la seen organisation bi bokk fa.
Waaw mun naa ñëw mu ne la Omar doo ko understand.
Am nga drivers yi ñoom seen bopp suñu understanding even they themselves are sometimes victims of these road traffic crashes. I think sometimes is the way we reach out to them as well, because ñoom ñu bari fine nit ki dina xam ne dama war a dawal moto waaye yow sa boppam mi dawal moto bi yow sa boppam you could be the victim going to the hospital in the next minute. Most of these mass casualty accidents yu fi dee xew the drivers are not exonerated ñoom seen bopp dañ dee bokka right léegi yow soo xamee ne léegi ok diw sangam mu ngi suma biir moto bi am naa accident right liñ bugga moo nekk ne ñu ne nii laa ko war a tëddalee for example waaw su ma ko tëddal side bi laa ko war a tëddalee waruma ko enu na on nit ñi kaa leen dimbale ma yóbbu ko. And the good thing about all of this is, you know that the Ministry of Health has this community ambulance networking system already. And it will interest you to know that almost 90% of all the referrals, accident victims coming to Ndemban, 90% are coming to the Ministry of Health ambulances. Only 10% are not coming with ambulances. It surprises all of us. So
I never knew that.
Yes, because we have this WHO trauma registry that we've started in the country about 6 months ago. And the initial data so that 91% of patients coming to the hospital are coming through ambulances. Only 10% are self-referrals. So if we know that all of these people will be coming, and then there is a network in place, and the drivers will know that so I'm accident Westfield, this is the number I'm supposed to call. There is an ambulance at Serekunda Health Center, Mars. So next 5-10 minutes, ambulance within an exit. So there won't be any need for people to start carrying people and putting them in taxis and taking them to the ambulance. This is data proven.
Okay, because the last time Abraham Yangi don't like the community ambulance we were like investigating. So it's good that you're telling us.
At some point, gather a lot of hope that they didn't come. At the same time, ambulance in your own junction say.
Yes, those ones are in the communities. Wow. So maybe most of the public wouldn't know. But then even them, we had a representative who came from LRR. Wow. He said that even NYOM, they have a close user group, whereby anywhere along that, in that region, for accident you just call a number, and within 10-15 minutes, an ambulance will be available. You see, so now, but then what the study has also showed is, even if you look at the transit time from point of injury to arrival at the hospital, is about 36.6 hours. So which is quite a big gap. So if we have people given the required care at the point of injury, and we have qualified people to transport them, so it means that we are going to be able to save a lot of lives by the time they come to the hospital. Yes.
I think, collective responsibility, and I'm happy that the Ministry of Health is taking this, because lumsi muntimel dara so hewe si yen la le muji so ko defé ñu ne health sector Gambia bi why it has to start from us ku duga si moto nga feel na driver bi mu ngi def naka sud nonu nga ne ko même ma wacha we always talk about that, because sometimes fofu la wara doré dal so ko defé yen tamit the boarding will be less on your end, people taking the responsibility at that point. You know what I mean?
I agree. Because if you see, even though injury prevention is not within the mandate of this care plan, but then we are also actively involved in sensitizing people and all that. Because, there are a couple of factors that are responsible for the growing increase in accidents. This has to be the quality of the vehicles, the quality of our roads, and the attitude of the individuals. You see? So attitude is a bigger problem. Why? Because you will sit in a passenger van, for example, Westfield to Banjul, 110 kilometers, and everybody sitting in the vehicle acting as if though nothing absolutely is happening. So it is our responsibility, because it's your life. If the driver is not careful enough, it becomes your responsibility to tell him, man, why sa tanka? So muta why sa tanka? Tahawal na wala nga bola ko si police bi. So joge nakala to that is mobile traffic. You have a checkpoint at Denton Bridge. So I get Denton Bridge, the lives you are saving might be yours or your own relatives as well.
Motor policy, hamgali, linga wahni, the family map la, come the fa connect,
yes.
Policy tam wara muna regulate sen popa nyomit. In the sense ne, koku sunyowe report, nga take ko seriously. Come you gain yene, because hanga police PR nyom sun finyowe nendewa lu nendewa. Omar tamit su finyowe, because Omar all the time, I'm calling a headline, buma gisu newspaper, driver tam nang def lu baax. Because at the end of the day, driver bu nekk sa kër nga jógee and you will family nga fa bàyyi. So those people dañoo dugg si beneen vehicle and then, you know, it's a chain. So I'm happy that you just drew a map for us
yeah.
that we can simply follow.
I think make on a clear. I mean, it's a collective responsibility. Ñun yëpp la. Even ku nekk ci biti sax sa responsibility la. So gisee driver muy daw ay yeneen dawi. Right now pour nga jël no plate am bi sax nga jox police yi ne ma ne kii mu ngi doon carelessly drive, you know, on the highway. You know, so I think loolu suñ ko defee rek
dafa mel ni time bi moom jeex na. So thank you so much, Mr. Ka, for joining us. But I see, is it Lieutenant Colonel? I don't know.
I'm a military officer.
Okay, so it's Lieutenant Colonel.
Yes.
Colonel Dr. Musa Ka. Yay! I want to be Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Jenna Wasonko. That's long. That's a lot.
You're always welcome. You can just talk to Sanyang, and Sanyang will obviously bring you into the armed forces.
I'm going to do that. I'll talk to Piero, and then he will incorporate me into the system. I love titles.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure being here.
Sure,
Thank you so much. All right.
Let's now just go for, you know, we'll just take a look at the clip. You know, we'll be right back.
Freestyle record.
It's real life music.
I don't need nobody. Yeah, yeah. I just need you by my side. Yeah, yeah. Feeling your body. Yeah, yeah. Boy, you making me go crazy. Every time I call you, yes, I do love you, my boo, but you never answer. And anytime I find you, you with another girl, and I'm getting tired. Kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, ah, kilo day, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, kilo day. I don't know what you're thinking, but I know that you're missing the whole thing. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah. All alone, baby. Sabuko antunguni kapende. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. My mind and money. Let's do that, you my honey. Yeah. I'm too busy, but Rama, get your back, don't worry. Kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, kilo day, ah, kilo day, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, kilo day. You know, care about me do me things alone. Body they do me, je. You gonna do me, je. You will find my friends, they fight me. Take control of my body. You the one I want. Every time I call you, yes I do love you, my boo, but you never answer. And anytime I find you, you're with another girl, and I'm getting tired. Kilo day, ah, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, kilo day, ah, kilo day, yeah, kilo day, yeah, kilo day.
Why are you guys cutting on me when I'm dancing? I'm len sutura yentam Aliou Diallo. I'm len sutura why? But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. You're watching QTV this morning, and now we're heading right on to the click segment with my man.
Do your thing.
With my man. Okay, Skeng Man, Sweezy.
Trust me, man. It's fun being out here, man. Good morning, guys. I'm Skeng Man, and yeah, I'm back in the studio today, man. Like I said yesterday, I have some amazing guests with me in the studio. They are not first time, they've been on this show, and they're back on the show again. With me on my right hand, I have Tisha. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be on the show again.
It means
Yeah.
you're showing us progress. That's why you're back on the show.
Yeah,
And with me as well, my bro, somebody that I look up to, one of the artists that I listening to all the time. That's Tismo. Welcome to the show, bro.
Katato, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure, man.
Pleasure.
Yeah, so first of all, Tisha,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about a lot today about you as well.
Okay.
Same to Smalls as well, man.
All right,
But I want to know
let's do it.
quickly, Smalls, what have you been up to? Because you've been on the low for a while. But despite that, you've been dropping videos as well and songs. But what have you been up to, actually?
A lot of music, man. Making music all the time, as usual. And like you said, I was here last year doing a show, which went well as well.
Yeah.
Dropped 2 albums. I was expecting you to know, man.
Obviously, I know, man. I know all about that, man.
Yeah,
'Cause I follow you on Insta. Mostly I've been following the updates that you're giving up as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm back right now, doing some shows again. Definitely we're hitting Wellingara for the first
We're
time.
going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Don't rush.
But you tell me what I'm
Yeah,
up to.
man,
So.
I know, man. Yo, Tisha. Yeah, man. There's this thing about you that's making waves in town, man. You finally signed to a label, man.
Yeah,
so
sure.
far, what is the experience for you, like, being under a label? How are they treating you?
Well, I won't say much. I won't say it's good. I won't say, yeah, I'm glad to be in this record label.
Yeah.
I won't say that. But they always say that things that take time come out good.
Yeah.
So when I was signed on the label, it was taking time. I even gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing music no more. I'm tired. I'm gonna do my own thing.
We all know how it is for
Yeah,
female artists in the industry.
Yeah, sure.
It's
So,
always hard.
Yeah, I recorded my new song like 9 months ago, and then shoot the video 6 months ago, and then it came out just last week.
That was I know it's the pressure of the label.
Yeah, it was
They
so
had to take it
stressful,
out.
but yeah, finally it's out.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
I know first I get to know you first of all, not because of music. It was I know you're an influencer, you're on TikTok all the time. Like even though you got into the studio and Jennifer was saying the same thing as well. You get it? So man, I get to know you because of the TikTok that you've been doing as well, man.
Yeah.
But how is it like your TikTok live and your music live? Are they cooperating properly for you?
No.
Are they giving you are they giving you attention out there as well?
Yeah, like on TikTok, like on social media, they're giving me attention. Like I don't bring my artist life. Sometimes I bring my artist life on TikTok, but I always do what I want to do. Like on TikTok, it's not because I'm an artist. They always come. Like you don't have to do because other artists don't do this. They don't come on social media do this. I would be like, I don't have to do what other Gambian artists are doing. I want to do me. I want to do something different. So I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I'm gonna do what I feel like doing.
Yeah. So Smalls, obviously this is for you, bro. I know we're here to talk about the show, but I want to talk about something as well, man.
Okay.
During your era of music, like I mean, during your time when you have G, you have you have other artists that are making waves in the industry, as with Magic Joe and others that were doing music by Babu and others. The relationship was there. We all tell there was love.
Yes.
You guys you embraced each other, supported each other.
Definitely.
Are you seeing the same thing in the recent artists that we have now in the industry?
Honestly, no.
I want to have your honest opinion.
Of course. My honest opinion is like, back in the days, the struggle was more like, okay, one goal, and the goal was Gambian music.
Exactly.
You know, but it's interesting now that a lot of things are happening for the industry when that should be happening.
Exactly.
But it's not happening because everybody is just wanting it for themselves. You know, and the fact that spirituality, black magic, and all of this is involved in the music now, so people start to be scared of each other. And the division is just there.
Exactly.
On plain sight. And when you talk about it, people don't say that. But the reality is there is some stuff that are into the music now, because you can say most of the youths get money from the music nowadays more than the dem liberasi or another thing. You know what I mean? Because that's why you have a lot of artists coming out. That's why you got a lot of promoters coming out. So it's like a money.
It's a money-making place, sort of like a
venture,
network where you make money.
Yes, exactly.
Right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So Jennifer, we're going for a break. We're going to take a look at this video by T-Smalls.
Okay.
But I want you to do it for me. Yeah. It's a new one.
Which one?
Yeah, but first time on this show. It's the first time on this show.
Okay.
Exactly. It's a surprise. He didn't know which one I was going to play.
I don't know.
It's not music. Play when you this morning, click segment, music, we play with QT.
Conjena now anything for us.
Exactly.
I promise.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. So I want you to do the honor for me, man.
All right, so let's take a look at this video by T Smalls. I'm sure it's going to be a good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Solo I, solo siranya mani. Jalalule, Kili Amusan, Logo Amusan, Kolembi Kadile. Me don't know where we start from, come me know what me do wrong. Let me know where me come from, but this man too strong. You and your tool gang, my name tastes good on your lips like too wrong. One man big gang, trouble sick go wrong. Why I get lal kurang, jamari and lal to now. Fuku kufaka kanu kutan jang kalau toranko. I bring this plan to another level. You live in a glass house, don't throw pebbles. My name's Smalls, but I'm still trouble. You never get kiss, cool life I'm bubble. So all I talk, why I like the girl. Just about every call, not direct my fire. Inspired it, I'm bound, so me bound it again. Call me upon again. They never wanna see me up, all you did up. Got you got me fan. When my sound them pop, DJ pull up, send all you born again. Oh again, who again, Papa again. Yeah, they know it go hard, but me still there. So.
Hey. It's to be, I'm not gonna lie, I felt the old T-Small in this. Yeah, man. And I miss this old T-Small vibe.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
What inspired this, bro? What inspired this?
The industry, like we were talking about.
Exactly.
Because of the push and pull now, it's more like quality is not involved anymore. It's about kuahua bure, and the people gonna follow, or kuahua boham, they're like, okay.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Doesn't make sense at all, then people will follow. So, it's like, when we were coming, we were also brutal like that, but it's just because we have some messages in our music. Yeah. And now when you do the good one, people don't want to listen to it.
Exactly.
So sometimes you have to bring that back for people to get focused and then tell them what you want.
Actually, this one was on a drill beat.
Yes, it's on a drill beat.
Recently, man. We don't love so much. Yeah, Tisha, back to you, man. What are you up to? Because you dropped a video with A2.
Yeah, sure.
It's making waves, no lie.
Yeah,
but I want to know, what are you up to actually recently?
Let's say I want to drop an EP.
The label has approved it?
Yeah, I want to drop an EP. For me, I want to drop an EP, but the label is saying that they want to make it an album straight. Okay. And I don't want that. What I want is EP and then EP to album. Yeah.
Okay, but what do you have to say to the label? Say it now because they're watching you right now.
No.
You say it. No. Listen. What I wanted to do is, I wanted to, to be honest, I always say to people that had labels, let your artists be who they want to be.
Exactly, but that's not
just listen. Then you can see the good work out of them. Sure. Okay, just look at Stormzy this year. He's on our label actually, but the album that he's dropped is more about him. It's about his personal life, and the album is making waves right now. You get it? Yeah. So you should tell your label, let them do what you want to do.
Label discussion is for label on the table, discussion round table, not for here. Don't listen to Skeng. So when you go back, that's private, and then you get to discuss it there. And I know my brother here will agree with me on this.
I agree.
Yeah, but you can also say,
no, not here.
No, let's skip that one. That's okay. I want to know as well, man. Okay. As a female artist, and I know you're doing it big recently. Yeah. I've seen you on a lot of shows. You get it.
Great.
What is your challenges you're facing currently? Even though, because I know it's not easy for people like you, because we all see what happened this Saturday at QCE. Support was not really there for female artists in the industry. But what message do you have for Gambian people for them to really support you as an artist as well?
Well, I can say people support not the promoters, you're gonna say not the promoters, those people that are there, those comedians or blah 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 that can help you promote your songs. We're talking about the fans out there. They're giving me the love that I expect them to give me. But when we're talking about these other people, if you don't give them money to promote your stuff, no way. It can never be possible, man. And they'll literally they're gonna charge you a huge amount of money and they'll be like, I'm just gonna do just one video, and then it's crazy. But they always say it's business, and I believe they also start from somewhere, and now they're somewhere, so they're making business out of it. So it's cool.
So, Tisma, what's your take on that, actually? Because I want to have your take on that as well, because as an experienced artist in the industry, you know a lot, both in and out of the Gambia. But what's your take on that?
Music business works like that, honestly. I mean, in the beginning it's love. We know each other, we share our, like you are a producer, I'm the artist, you know, we share our common goal to go up.
Exactly.
So my songs are big, your production is big. But it gets to a level whereby everybody needs to be paid because it's an intellectual property. You know, and when it goes online, you are entitled to this credit.
Exactly.
So credits come with cash.
Now let's talk about your event.
It's just how it goes.
The main event
But
itself.
then before you move to the event, you know, she talks about, you touch a little bit about supporting women artists. I think I'm kind of shifting my perception now. The reason is because I saw how maybe with our Gambi,
exactly.
she was able to pull a crowd.
Definitely.
So I think now, is it, well, question, but I'll throw that to you because with the experience. So do you feel that come dafa am extra effort bu guy wara put in or fan la problem
for female artists.
For female artists because our Gambia hidna so our Gambia so amuton ak show bu mag bu am nonu ñepp ñew ba légui dina don am perception bi ne nit ñi ñoo bon. Why légui how na change lolu because gis na ne nit yi uyuji nañ ko. So fan la problem bi nek man lolu la.
The reality is you need to know Gambian bi dafa yaga di deglu music and you cannot cheat them at all. You know, you cannot cheat them. Ni den dey wana den like Bombay bi why tamit we know music. And our Gambia went through the process. She was at the Senegalese thing. You know, so that there's a process and then after that Mom, she sit properly to be able to get to the people. And she worked for it. You saw Mungigene I videos, I hit songs. So definitely the crowd is gonna be there. So with the female artists too, of course, Dimbali would have did this, but I think if any female artist went aggressively like our Gambia, you would probably achieve the same thing. I saw Miss Jobis. Miss Jobis never come telepop. But she's been maintaining it the whole time. Exactly. So there is always that extra side where you need to push. Music more known in general. You want to be there, you gotta push harder. It minute go la wala jigen la sa.
Dama laaj te lolu because xam nga mom mo ngi nekk generation bu S bi. Su ko defé xam nga dégg ko from ko experience.
No, it makes sense and I love the question you asked. Now Tismo, let's talk about your show, the event at Wedding Gala. Because that's the main reason why you're here.
Yes, definitely.
We've been seeing you on stage.
Yes,
it's been a while,
almost 9 months or so. The thing is, it's difficult to always come back and revive what you built. You know, and this has been a problem for me all the years. Where at least like now Santayala, the way is a little bit more easier now, and I think my name have been here.
It's been in the Gambia forever and it's always going to remain this way.
Yes, exactly. So for Puruman,
you set your mark, you set the standard in the past.
And that's the reason why I always have to come back and give the people the T-smalls again and let the miss guy Amatiko. You know, and I'm not going to say other artists couldn't do it the way I'm not. It's difficult, so leave it Europe to come back and do it. And the support have been there, you know, from the get-go since Bumonyewe, the love have been there. So no regrets, you know.
So what's the date of the
10th of March at Wellingoro field. And we are coming to different parks after
and you know what? We're going to do something special today because if you're missing Tismal on stage, we're going to give it a vibe today again.
You want to put me on spot.
No, I'm not saying Tisha, man.
You want to put me on spot.
What people expect from you this year? Because we're almost, you know, we're at mid of the year now. Just I know after Ramadan, some of you guys will be dropping more songs, more videos as well. But after this video you've dropped with A2, which we played earlier, what should people expect from you again? Because what I always tell artists is the standard is already there. Because this video, the standard is good.
Definitely.
I don't want you to go below standard. I want you to just maintain that standard.
Obviously,
so in details.
Okay, so like I said, I recorded 7 songs before this video is out. So I have collaborated with Miss Jobis, have collaborated with what's the name again?
A2,
Young Epps.
And A2 as well.
And A2, and right now I'm in the studio with Attack.
Alright. You know, when people pull up in the studio with Attack, it's different, man.
I just wanna do it back to back.
Obviously, I believe in you. I know you can do it.
Sure.
Jennifer, you want to do me the pleasure again today?
What's that?
Come join me.
Okay, let me
Is that time? When you join me and then we have fun.
We do.
No, move for that. So do the introduction for me, man.
Yeah, so give us the beat. Control room, give us the beat. I'm in time. But would know.
This is called
Give Us the Beat.
T-Small or T-Sharp featuring T-Small.
Okay, crazy.
Beat big. Who's the beat guy? Who made the beat?
Turn it up. The beat is produced by Matt as well. Matt
Turn up.
Tisha, you ready?
Yeah. It's the Afro swing vibe in the money, man.
Vibe with me now.
Hey.
Vibe with me now. Are you ready for this now? No. We're there in Q City, and you know the vibe is so nice. Hey, we're there in Q City, and you know the vibe is so nice. Okay, QTV.
QTV, wow. QTV, bulan may bagi. Wow, QTV, wow.
Hey, with that on the studio.
Go on.
Hey, okay. Let me just.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you say?
Hey, I start out the game. Want out the fame.
Oh.
It can't make la.
Hey.
It can't make la. Yeah.
Hey.
I start out the game.
Hey.
Want out the fame.
Hey.
It can't make la. Yeah. It can't make la. Yeah. Fansa doku. Hey, fansa doku.
Hey, yeah, we do it before and we do it again. Some boys still a chat like gold again. Yeah, you're bad man, yeah, you don't have a cat. Man, do my lie, do my walla, do my wak. I'd do my gaffy bow, tell my sunny rocket. Say them no bad, them a fraud, I cup a thing and trouble bad me, bad in then your bad low. Bag attack them, attack mal and tall I
Listen, man.
Alright, man. I told you guys, it's that time of the show, man, where we had to say bye. But don't forget, man, I'm coming your way on Monday with some amazing guests as well, man.
All right.
It's been a pleasure.
I enjoyed your show.
It's amazing. And good luck to the both of you.
Thank you.
And stick to the advice from the veterans, and then you will make it, inshallah.
Exactly.
We'll keep showing you. Bad defante be TikTok. Mom TikTok wala. Kan sonal ko TikTok. Ku ko sonal TikTok rek mo tek la sa palaas. Man ku ma bis si mom lay def.
Honestly, the way I see her going, if she push harder,
she will move.
She will, definitely.
Yeah.
The next Gambian superstar.
It's happening, man. It's happening.
It will happen, sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
And from my end, we're saying bye-bye, man, till I come your way on Monday again. Bye.
Till we come your way on Monday.
Exactly.
Yeah, inshallah.
Exactly.
Till we come your way on Monday. But do not forget that we'll be tuning in, or we'll be linking rather to Channel TV in Nigeria to bring you all the amazing updates, Yesterday we saw the debates and everything.
It was good.
Yeah.
I was really
results are
inspired,
coming in, just for us to watch them and get our lessons learned. We have Marnyang in Nigeria. He's trying to learn some of the things that they're doing there and bring it here, as changes are underway when it comes to our electoral process. So we'll be tuning in. We'll be linking to Channel TV in Nigeria to bring you all the updates. Till we come your way on Monday, inshallah, with another interesting program. Tomorrow, Julden Jai will be here with Afrobarometer to give you guys an amazing program. Bye.